The fastest way to absorb news is a revolutionary app called Newsreels. I use it all the time to quickly catch up on news by scrolling through the Reels page, similar to an Instagram feed. You can read any story as quickly summarized bullet points. Click the link below to use Newsreels for free. Let's go next to Alex from Baltimore, Maryland. Alex, you're on the air.
Hey, David, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, great. So I have a question about moderates in general. So I feel like a popular take from the left is that anyone who has a moderate, even if it's a liberal viewpoint, is therefore corrupt and therefore a shill. Do you believe that to be true? And how do you tell the difference between the two?
No. So you know that thing about like you know porn when you see it. I think people know grifter and enlightened centrist positions when they see them versus someone who's just moderate. I think there's a difference between staking out positions of neutrality to be perceived as some kind of, above the fray centrist. And it's often very disingenuous and very transparent versus there are issues on which people can just genuinely be moderate. And it doesn't mean they've sold out to anyone. There could be, think about taxation. There are people who might think that the top tax rate should be 90% and some who think there should be no taxes or a 5% flat tax. And you're going to come across someone who just thinks, hey, like, I don't know, it should be 42%, a little bit higher than we have now, but that's it. Just because they're at 42 and someone else is at 37 and someone else is at 20, there's no particular reason to say if you end up in the middle, it's because of a corrupting influence. There's no substantive basis to believe that. That's different than people who just sort of frame themselves as neutral and centrist on everything to pretend to be above bias. You understand the distinction I'm making?
Yeah, I do. Again, and that's kind of how I feel. It's just actually my comment was more about the commentary of how other progressive people assume that because you're a moderate,
yep,
therefore you are corrupt.
No, I think that's wrong. Yeah,
you believe?
No, I don't believe it either. And I guess that's my point. There's no substantive reason to assume that because someone is moderate on an issue, their view is corrupted by whatever. No, I disagree with people who think that, whether they're on the left or right.
Fair enough. And I have a quick travel question for you because I called a little bit a while ago about travel stuff. I have young kids. Where would you recommend a foreign country that is more kid friendly?
Oh my goodness, I have no idea. What does it mean, kid friendly? I mean, there's millions of children in countries all over the world.
That is true. I guess my thinking on that would be is, things that we as adults that to explore other countries would be fun would not be fun for a 6-year-old.
Right.
So I guess other places where they would have things for kids as well and not just, old cultural stuff that you and I would find interesting, but that a 6 or 8-year-old would.
I have no idea what a 6 or 8-year-old finds interesting, to be perfectly frank. I'm so poorly positioned to answer the question.
No, that's fair. It was just more of a fun question to ask you. And I have one last quickie food debate.
Sure.
It is autumn, fall, whatever you prefer to call it.
Sure.
Pumpkin spice or apple cider flavor?
Oh my God, I don't do either, but I will have an occasional cider donut. So I guess I'd go cider flavor rather than pumpkin spice.
That's a fair point. I thoroughly enjoy both, but I figured that was, you're from the Northeast. I figured that'd be a big question for you.
Yeah. No, the pumpkin spice stuff. I'm seeing everybody with their pumpkin spice lattes that are half whipped cream with. It should be illegal. That's my view.
I don't know. I turn into a very basic white girl this time of year, so.
All right, my friend.
On that one, but
thank you very much for the call. Likewise. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, no, by the way, I don't think pumpkin spice should be illegal. I just, it's not for me, I guess is the point that I'm trying to make.